Well, hi y'all. I'm back again. My name is Deanna and I go by AKA Liberty Girl. I'm making a video for us slow folks that we're not woke, but there's so much intel and so much going on that you get lost in it. And so I'm going to try to be the person that you can listen to and not be overwhelmed. Okay, so we know from what I can tell that this is a sting operation and that President Trump and the military will, when they can, at the right time, get control of things. We know the stock market's probably going to crash. We know to stock up on food and water. We know that right now there's a war between good and evil. And there's a Bible verse that says, "Choose this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." That is a Bible verse that I suggest you take to heart and you make that decision. And you make that decision now. Because this is a good and evil. It is a war of good and evil. And Trump by himself and the military, it's not their war. It is God's war and Satan's war. And if you can't tell, Satan's out there. And he is pulling every string he can. And they're trying to make us sick. They're trying to eliminate us. These are things that I believe to be true. They're just simple facts. I don't know gematria. I don't know a lot of the other things that people know. I don't have intel from anybody, but I listen to a lot of people, and I'm hopeful. And I do believe that you have to choose right now. And I have a shirt that says, "I stand for the flag, I kneel for the cross." I believe that that's a choice that each person has to make. And if you aren't doing that, I think you've made your choice. Because this country is being torn apart. And if you don't choose to respect it and fight for it, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You might as well go with the crowd, the Antifa, the ones that are trying to tear us apart. Because a lot of people died for this country, and we're finding out a lot of people maybe died in vain for this country. But it's still our country, and we have to take an interest in it. You can't just sit back and not realize what's going on and just say, "Oh, I'll believe it when I see it," or when it starts to affect me, because it's already affecting us. Look at the borders. Look at the people that have come into our country that are murderers that they've let out of jail. These are just simple facts. This isn't anything fancy. Like I said, I don't know a lot of people, but I know what's going on. I can tell what's going on. It's obvious. Oh, by the way, see my Trump sign? Everybody back there? I am a Trump supporter because I don't think that without President Trump, I would have known any of this. I didn't know about the child trafficking. I didn't know about the cartel. I didn't know about the Vatican. Oh my gosh, I was so blind to these things. And I do have to say, sometimes I get a little hurt when someone will say that, excuse me, we're just being lazy and we just let this happen. You know what? I am not a lazy person, But I didn't know this was happening. I didn't have a clue. And until it was brought out in the open, you can't do something you don't know anything about. And I didn't know about this stuff. And that's the only reason I'm doing a video, because I absolutely hate looking at myself in a camera. And hopefully it looks better to you than it does to me. But people need to wake up. It's funny that you would use the word woke when you are not aware and you're not understanding what's going on. They say you're woke. It seems to me that that would mean you know what's going on. But China and the Bidens and the Clintons and tons of people in our politicians really do serve the Chinese Communist Party. They really are siding with them. And if you've ever looked at any of the videos about the Chinese Communist Party, is that where you want to be? Just ask the Chinese people. Ask the Cubans. Ask anybody that's been in a socialist regime. In Germany, we don't want that in this country. We don't want that at all. We want our freedoms. We're Americans. We choose to do what's right. And it is a choice. And we have to choose to love each other, even if we don't like each other. Because what's your alternative? To go and hate? Have hate in your heart? If you do, you're the one that suffers. People are doing the best they can. If they're woke, they're woke. I have tried my darndest to wake people up. And I know they think I'm conspiracy theorist. They're not. They think I'm crazy. And I'm keeping this simple. I've watched a lot of things, and I know a lot of people know stuff, and I'm glad I'm watching it. And I have bought some silver, and I am stocking up on food, and I am trying to pray more and see where I fit into this whole scenario. I've gone to my first meeting. It's a political meeting, the committee meeting. It's the Republican committee meeting. And yeah, I'm definitely not on the left. So I'm conservative, and I am wanting to have a country that's free. I want it to stand behind the Constitution and the Bill of Rights that was our founders wrote, and brilliantly. They were brilliant how they wrote it. It's just unfortunate that the left don't care what it says. They're trying everything they can do to take our focus off of it, to attack us, to separate us, to make us hate each other. And that's what Satan does. He tries to confuse you. God never confuses you. God makes things clear. So if you're confused, if you don't know what's going on, you're not listening to God. Seek Him and pray and ask for wisdom. And ask Him to open your eyes to truth. And then learn to love and forgive each other. Learn to love and forgive yourself, which I'm very angry at myself for not knowing that this was going on. But I can't do anything about it now. All I can do is the best I can do try to help other people wake up, understand it's not going away. It's not a conspiracy. It's not